Hello and welcome to Blue Girls. Oh boy. Podcast videos. Well, podcast is supposed to be just a podcast. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. So I'm going to have dreams for July 2017, possibly August, up until August, but I don't know yet. Okay. So, Tom and Jerry. Topless car. The woman is driving in a topless car. As she turns the right corner, she sees a body of water to her left hand side, possibly an ocean. Also, early in the dream, a woman, young guy, and toddler son are at a place. The toddler is his son, and the woman isn't connected to this guy at all. This woman may have crimped hair. Yeah, so in the 80s, I used to crimp my hair. Used to be kind of the thing. Okay, so the next dream is, I don't know what the next dream is. This is going slow all of a sudden. Yeah, well, you guys looking at my, come on, go. Okay, it's going slow. Okay, $400 per month. And I think that was for rent. This is 2017, so I don't know where in the heck that was at. These two women were at this fairly large bookstore, but it wasn't a B&N. It reminded me of a bookstore in the Capitol Hill area in Seattle. I know exactly where that's at now. Anyway, as one of the women was at the counter, she noticed a slightly older man with a thin book in his pocket. Also, there was a woman who was renting a weekly hotel. She wanted to try to get a deal and live somewhere else at just under $400 per month. I thought of Las Vegas, but did not see desert in this dream. It also feels like a straight, short distance from her current place. Update on July 14, 2017. To me, this may mean that in a month, a man will pocket $400, actually a little under this amount. This situation may be arising from Las Vegas. Also, in real life, there was an issue with one of my books that ordered months ago that I feel may be symbolic. I ordered a couple of books and did not receive a refund for a book that I didn't receive. Okay, the amount was credited to my account, then it was reversed. Also, a family member was reimbursed around this amount on 1/4, on whatever, on the 14th. I don't know why I would do that. But anyway, yeah, so that seems to happen. I've noticed, like, if I don't get the blessing, one of my family members does, or, you know, it's like stuff like that or whatever. Okay, so yeah, so what I think happened was some guy working at a bookstore pocketed the book. He stole the book. And it was just like a really thin book. And I don't know why he would do that. I don't know if he was working there or not. Yeah, so, and I know exactly where that bookstore is at, actually, in Capitol Hill. When I read 100 books before you die from the Goodread challenge. It took me like, I don't know, 5 years to do it. But now I don't even read because it says, now I got to, it kind of screwed up my eyes a little bit. But so I bought all these books or whatever. And then I would just, eventually I just end up, get them at the library because it's much cheaper. And then I would move and they would be so much to carry, to bring them along. Old-fashioned bathtub. This dream was a little longer than most dreams. In the last couple of years, I'm lucky if I can get a couple of second glimpses of images and then my thoughts fill in the rest. I also recall a dream from years ago where I was swimming in water, possibly ocean, and there were two bear-like figures at the bottom of the water. I remember that. So there was like these two bear figurines at the bottom of the ocean. I mean, it was like, just a couple feet or so maybe it was like in 4 or 5 feet water off the ocean. And because I remember seeing them in the ocean, and I picked them up. So I don't know why anybody would throw them in there. But anyway, a young blonde-haired woman is sitting on her twin-size bed in her bedroom. An old-fashioned tub is filled with water to the rim. As the woman approached the bathtub, she notices some items in the bathtub. There are a couple of quarters, about 4 or 5, and a 50-piece in the fluffy cat figurine. She goes into the front room and sees another woman sitting on a couch. The front room needs to be finished, being painted on one side, but cannot see the color in the dream. The tub reminds me of the movie What Lies Beneath, but could not find the tub in the scene. So this is a creepy clip. Okay, yeah, so, one of those old-fashioned bathtubs that just kind of stands alone by itself. My grandpa had one. He lived in a 100-year-old house, and he couldn't get like hot water, so we'd have to go take a bath in the lake, with our swimming suits or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know how many times in which I'm like, God, why are you telling me these things? And I've never had anybody say, oh yeah, that was me in your dream. It's kind of weird, but I just write them down. Uno, dos, tres is the next dream. This is going slow. First dream is of a mom and her daughters dip dyeing their hair dark blue. Second dream is of 4 gallons of milk on the top shelf in the refrigerator. Third dream is of a married couple and their toddler son. There was another woman who kept smiling and then stopped. He has an interest in her romantically. So yeah, there was I always had the longest hair, and since I was 8 years old, I wanted to have and I just told my the person who cut my hair recently that I wanted my hair down, to the kneecap, like Crystal Gale. Okay, so I usually had the same haircut, usually bangs sometimes, but or not, and then just long hair. And so and I had my hair, in the 20s, dyeing it different shades of red and brown or whatever. That's kind of a 20s kind of thing. So I've been having it short for the last couple of years. So I do, for a year, I dyed it all these different colors because having long hair or whatever, I couldn't really do that or else it would mess up my hair, And so anyway, so the next dream is waterboard. A guy is working at the post office. He is carrying a long plastic mail tray that has rubber band strapped across it. Another guy was waiting outside the post office as items were being sent across a small body of water. A woman goes from one place to another. Elephant theme. I had a dream of a woman who resembled my cousin, and then I recall an elephant running. So when I woke up, I called this cousin to wish her happy birthday on the 9th. Okay, yeah, that's right. A little later in the day, I was surprised to see the same elephant running on a television show. So just now, while surfing the web, I researched a certain area and stumbled upon another elephant. My room also has several elephant knickknacks, but are not mine. Yeah, and then I have a relative that has a really cool elephant tattoo. I would never personally have an elephant on my body, like a tattoo or anything. I mean, I like elephants, but I don't like them that much. So, and I just put in here what the word elephant means, which I'm not really going to read because it could mean different things. But someone running isn't good. Oh, wow. So I think that might actually be it for July. Let me see here. July 2017. Come on. Andale. Oh, no, there is more. Alrighty. That's what I thought. Oh, yeah. Red Mist is the next one. In the beginning, there are a group of young 20-somethings hanging out. There is a feeling of excitement and good vibrations in the air taking place out east, possibly Boston or Philly, two places that I've never been. Then at nighttime, a young woman with short brown hair is lying on the ground in a plank position. She is alone, unable to move her body. I do not know the cause. She doesn't feel ill, increased, or injured. Earlier, she was in an office building and walking with an older guy and with white hair. She was afraid for him and quit walking. Also, there's a small room with a couple of bunk beds. An African-American man and another woman are sharing the room. Then another woman joins this woman, and this disturbs the man. At nighttime, several slightly overweight women are sleeping on couches in the front room. They seem to be whispering to each other. Then a red mist appears in the air in the front room. One woman thought she was seeing a ghost. Then I awoke from the dream. I was scared and turned on my small lamp and closed the shades in the front room, which usually are closed, but were not last night. I looked up red mist and found that whatever, I'm not going to read that. So this was a good long dream. Okay, so this is July 13th, 2017. Actually, July 13th is when my father passed away, and on Friday the 13th. So anyway, two places I've never been. I have been to Boston. I've been there twice since 2017, not recently. I did try to go to Philadelphia because I have some ancestry out there. I mean, nobody I know that's alive, but so I just kind of want to go there. I want to go to the Liberty Bell and do some other things, just like a weekend trip or extended trip. So this was weird. This young woman, she was lying down and she wasn't able to move her body, and that's kind of weird. I don't think I've had that many dreams like that. And then so I remember that the same girl was walking with this white, he had like white hair, older guy, and she quit walking with him. And I think that she might have thought that it was too dangerous or something like that. So, and then these two overweight women are sleeping on some couches, and all the lights are off, and they were kind of whispering to each other. And then behind the couch is the window, and it's like on a one level, so it's not like it's an apartment, but you can walk up to the door or whatever, from outside or whatever. And so there's red mist appears in the air in the front room, which is kind of weird. I don't know what that means. So the next dream is pieces of chicken. These two overweight women have a cooking sheet full of pieces of chicken. I hear the word tough in the dream. Then a young woman is acting kind of dumb, asking questions that are dumb, but she isn't really dumb. Okay, so I think these might be the same women, overweight women. So they might be tough, like, and strong. That's what I'm getting anyway, or thinking. Dreams are coming to pass. Since dreams seem to be slow this month, there's quite a bit of them. I've decided to add dreams that are coming true. Well, I don't want to do this or read that. It's not really, I don't really like adding. I mean, I don't like that I add things, and they're not slow. So before you were born, okay, a woman was talking on the phone to another woman regarding her friend cousin in the 80s, which was a different time back then, duh. I recall 3 women's first names, but no last names were mentioned in this dream. It was a time period before someone was born. A woman wanted to know if the cousin was a good friend. I guess some woman was successful and someone was going to send an email to a woman. Okay, I think I know who. Okay, let's see here. I know who this cousin is. But usually like in these, when I'm blogging, I'll say a person's like I'll just have like the first initial, and sometimes I accidentally blurt it out and when I'm, video recording or whatever. But that's kind of rare because I just, so nobody knows who it is. And sometimes when I look back at it, I'm like, who was that, But that's kind of what I do, but there's nothing in here. And so I do not know the women's first names in the stream. And so this cousin, we were like best friends for a couple of years. And then she kind of changed a little bit. And then we weren't friends anymore. Mexican couple. There's an overweight couple that are sitting at a table. Their small red car is in the parking lot. A young woman is sitting on a couch and someone is taking care of her cat and going to get feeding dishes. Four-legged animal. Bizarre dream. I am awoken in the middle of the night to hearing a four-legged animal run across the room. I could not see it. It seemed to be bigger than a mouse, not a cat, possibly a small dog or the animal. No animals are in my bedroom. A boat is in a body of water and moving in an upward direction, possibly Maine. A nice house has a room to the right of it at 2 o'clock position. I am waiting for my oldest brother to arrive. Actually, he is deceased, but had dreams of him assisting me from the other side. His birthday was, the 25th. There is something else, cannot pinpoint or remember in dream. Also wanting to save my free airline ticket. Okay, so I rarely have dreams, or this isn't real, whatever. I woke up to the middle of the night to hearing like a four-legged animal run across the room. That rarely happens. I sometimes have dreams of not dreams, but like physical things of animals like that. One place that I lived in the Midwest, I went to this paranormal thing that they had, and they talked about this one girl that contacted them, and she said, I keep having like these people get in bed with me and they're not there, right, physically, and they found out she had mental health issues. Okay, so they just blamed it that, but I had similar situations happen. So so sometimes different areas have different things that are going on there, because that may or may not have happened in a different location. So anyway, I don't know if I had been to Maine. Probably not. This is July of 2017. I don't think I was at Maine. I think my aunt was still alive. I'm not sure. But anyway, I was on a boat. And I did go, like when I did go to Maine, I did go on a boat. It was just, I don't remember where I even went. But because of the COVID, there were things that weren't running. So I couldn't go to the destination that I wanted to. It was just kind of whatever was close by. So I just did that and came right back. Good couple. A good couple, an older woman from previous dream and her husband are planning to stay in a room. The woman is sitting down with their son and his girlfriend, while the husband is in the basement with a built-in bar with old liquor bottles behind the counter. The wife is telling some woman that her brother doesn't care. In this dream, you can see the house, which is a small town, and women walking. She was thinking about going to Los Angeles and needs to make a decision by the 6th. I don't remember this dream. Man of Strength. I think this is going to be the last one for July. Oh, no, there's one more. Okay, there's a man in charge at a hospital that I have not been to. He is wearing a white long overcoat and emanates strength. I can only see him from the backside of the dream. He has black, somewhat wavy hair and is definitely in charge. Okay, so I vaguely remember this guy. He was a doctor but he was physically like strong, and he had, the persona of being in charge. Different era of great grandfathers. Okay. First of all, I have been researching information regarding my third great grandfather, who I believe had been adopted. Then I had two dreams that cannot differentiate the difference between the two. Okay, so I don't know. I think that I eventually found that he hadn't been adopted, but he was born around the 1900s in New York, and there was a lot of things going on, a lot of turmoil going on in that era and that time. But he may or may not still have been adopted, and I don't think I'll ever know. I don't know. There is this woman who is in an open warehouse, and a friend or cousin is supposed to help her move out by the 1st. Her friend didn't make a reservation for the move-in truck by 5 p.m. I see her sitting in a car. She's an attractive woman, thin with long black wavy hair and brown eyes. I don't remember that. Now, it's rare for me to have dreams of different eras, but yesterday I added a message on a board requesting information that I had this room. There were about 114 men, all wearing black suits and ties with hats. Some were wearing one large old beat-up, and they had old beat-up suitcases. They are all walking around waiting to get on a bus. It kind of reminds me of the Depression era because I am assuming that they are going somewhere for work. Also, it makes me think of the book The Jungle by Upton Sinclair. Good book. It's totally real. It's a reality changer or whatever. This book was an eye-opener for me. Well, whatever, same thing. Later, while researching the town where my third great-grandfather had a farm, I stumbled upon a picture that looked like the men in my dreams. They were all wearing suits and hats and were actually waiting to go off to war. Okay. So that's kind of cool that I could, that I've done that. That's happened a couple of times when I'm researching. Okay, so there's one more left. When I'm researching my ancestry, I've had dreams of a different era, and that's kind of cool, man. I think it is. And, I don't know if they're true or not, but it's kind of cool to do that. Trains and more trains. Yesterday, I felt a presence while watching a movie, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. When my mom passed away years ago, I felt a presence in the room, so maybe it was her. I haven't felt a presence in a long time, so I was a little surprised. Anyway, here is the dream. There is some woman who is at a train station. Trains are everywhere in the dream. She seems to be waiting for her train and also is talking possibly on the phone to a funny African-American man. I do not know where she is going. Okay, so that's it for July of 2017, and I appreciate that if you've made it this far, God bless you. Even if you don't believe in God, well, then whatever. Bless you. Okay, thank you.